Hi, I'm Colleen Taylor with TechCrunch TV. This is Chris DeWolfe, the CEO of SGN, the Social Gaming Network. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, a little wet, a little cold, but having fun.
Yeah, we're here at South by Southwest, and you just wrapped up a panel here talking about gaming, all things gaming. I thought it was interesting something you said about Zynga and sort of a lesson that you learned at MySpace after the sale, that sometimes the incentives within a company change, a sale or an IPO. Can you talk a little bit about what you're seeing?
Yeah, I think it's not only the incentives to the employees, because there certainly is that, but it's the corporate culture. The original people at any company will stay up all night to finish any feature, fix any problem. Basically, the culture runs through their blood. And as you get to thousands and thousands of people within a company and you replace the original founders, you no longer have that corporate culture, nor do you have the incentive structure in place because they've already cashed out.
And do you think that's happening now at Zynga? I mean, do you see any evidence from Zynga or Facebook or these? Oh, I guess Facebook hasn't IPO'd yet. But and how do you expect to avoid that with SGN?
Well, I think it has happened at Facebook, to answer your question directly. They've certainly put a very, very good plan in place to make sure that all of their new employees understand the original corporate culture. And I think it's really smart that they're focusing on that. And I've actually read about that and respect them for that. It's definitely happened at Google, we all know. And I think it will happen. It'll be a challenge for Zynga to deal with that issue. And how they deal with it will be very interesting. And I'm sure Mark is thinking about it, or at least hope that he is.
And how about at SGN? I mean, you guys have 80 employees now, and you're growing very quickly. What are you going to try and do to avoid that large company, slowdown?
So 80 to 90 employees is, I don't want to downplay it too much, but it's nothing. It's easy to communicate with everyone. We have 40 employees in our office. We have like 8 to 10 in San Francisco, and we have about 35 in Argentina. So we talk to them every day on teleconference, and we try and instill our values. We try and instill the values of taking risks, bringing ideas to the management, and even if it's a risky idea, if we approve it and it fails, we reward them for it. And from my perspective, that's what creates innovation.
And you were talking about this convergence across multiple platforms that you guys are really focusing on. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, we're fully focused on that, and we think that 2012 is the year for that. Meaning, we think in the past there have been Facebook gaming companies and there have been mobile gaming companies. And at the end of the day, it's sort of ridiculous because people will use their PC and their laptop at work, and then they'll use their iPad for very similar things, whether it's playing games, application, checking email, whatever it may be. And so about 6 years ago, I visited Mixi, which is the largest social networking company in Japan. And at that point, 50% of the people were logging into Mixi through a mobile device. And I see the same thing happening here. So the notion that people will just be playing different games on Facebook and different games on mobile is ridiculous. Everything's coming together. Everything's getting blurred. So we've developed new technology to make sure we can develop once and then port wide.
And I know you guys are pretty highly acquisitive. That's been how you've grown so far. And are you still looking to acquire more companies?
We're always opportunistically looking. And we have 3 or 4 companies that we're looking at right now. Don't know what's going to happen with them. Don't know if we're going to raise money in the very near future. But we see this as an extremely hot space. Our growth, and especially growth in the virtual goods part of our business, has been incredible.
And you mentioned that you guys are really focused on female gamers. I thought that was interesting.
I think we're just trying to get focused on a certain demographic because cross-promotion is so important. And having a focus allows you to move people from one game to the next, to the next, to the next. And so when we bought SGN, for example, they had amazing, amazing IP, but some of the IP was flight simulator games, and some of the IP was more geared towards women. And it's hard to cross-promote a flight simulator game with a time management game that's targeted towards women. And so we're about 65-35 women right now, and that's the direction we're headed.
And there are so many apps now that are social apps and have gamification, features. It seems like social and gaming is coming together, and it's not just about sort of gamers anymore. We're all gamers in a way. I mean, is that something that you would think is true, or how do you see the larger landscape?
Well, I don't even know if it's a larger landscape, but what you said is absolutely true. And I look more at, like, I've been a student of pop culture more than anything, especially through, all my time at MySpace and, seeing the whole music industry change in such a huge way, and being a part of disrupting it, and, disrupting the elections and all of those kinds of things. So when I look at popular culture now, a year and a half ago, what was everyone doing on their mobile devices? They were playing Angry Birds. Like, imagine that 3 or 4 years ago. People that had never played a game before were playing Angry Birds 5 hours a day. And now it's Temple Run. I can ask that guy down there if he knows what Temple Run is, and I guarantee he'll know what it is. And that's when you know that, like, a game has been become part of popular culture, and that's happening on a daily basis. And the disruptive piece of it is Temple Run, for example. And not to make this, I have no investment in them, but the notion that it's a husband and wife team that created that is really, really cool to me.
Yeah. And you talked about how people get tired of games. I mean, that maybe there is a saturation point. We'll all get tired of Angry Birds. We already have gotten tired of Angry Birds. How do you kind of stay in front of that?
Well, first of all, we're doing 11 social games this year and 7 or 8 mobile games. And of those 11 social games, we're going to directly convert 7 or 8 of them to both iOS and Android. So there's just a large slate of games coming out. You add new items to games. You add new levels to games. You make sequels. It's part of creating content in the entertainment industry, and it's fun storytelling.
So no rest for you guys at all?
No, we're having a lot of fun, and it's great to have a smaller company again, and to know everyone in the company, and to get input from everyone in the company, and to be able to change on a dime and greenlight an idea in 2 seconds. It's fun.
Well, thanks, Chris. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you so much.